Good morning, risers and grinders. It's your girl Lisa. Got my coffee. Let's go. It's 8:30. 8:32 actually. Sorry, y'all. We got a lot of splaining to do. We know. We kind of missed almost an entire week. Or maybe we did miss an entire week last week. We promised to make it up to you with some great conversation. I'm looking for my girl Denisha, who's on the road right now. So we're going to give her lots of grace. And when she pops in, we will add her. But yeah, last week I was moving. So, I thought I could do this and still move, and I could not. So we took the week off. We didn't really communicate that with anyone, but we knew our 1 or 2 followers would be okay. But we're coming back. We're back this week, and we're happy that you're deciding to join us this morning. Okay. So as we attempt to wait for Denisha, we had a lot going on this past weekend. In Northern California, we had a tent at the Black Joy Parade, which, is just a great community party and event for Private School Village to be at, primarily because I'm sure it's the first time. I'm sure it's the first time we've had a tent and a presence at one of our staple community events like that. It's just a good way for us to have a presence in the community to help really educate people about what this private school experience is, and also to invite other families in, not only just a private school, but also just the whole movement of increasing belonging, particularly for Black and brown kids who are in predominantly white institutions. And while we focus on private, we also do know, I just have to give this a nod, we know we don't have a monopoly on this experience, that there are some families who are in public school who deal with this, charter school, homeschool kids. Like, the isolation issue during the formative years of development is not something Private School Village has a monopoly on. This is just where we're starting. So that was in the Bay. I see Miss Denisha has joined us. We're going to send her an invitation. Good morning, Avan. Good morning, Mr. Brooks, if you guys are still. Invitation to my counterpart. So when she can, she'll join us. So yeah, so that was in the Bay. I've yet to make a Black Joy Parade. Good morning, Miss Denisha.
Hi, friend. You miss me?
I do. I'm counting the hours until you come back to LA. So we had Black Joy in the Bay. Miss Denisha is in Charlotte, North Carolina, because we are propping up a chapter in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we had our first in-person event. You're showing us your hotel room.
Yeah, my hotel
Okay,
room.
she just froze, or maybe it was me. Okay,
All right.
cute. I like the art right there. That bicycle,
Bicycle. What?
the art on the wall behind to your right.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
yeah. It's cute. It's comfortable.
Anyway, you want to tell us about the event? It was yesterday.
In a second, because I'm checking out and I need
Okay.
to close my suitcase. So I will
Real
talk.
time.
Yep.
Yep. No. Okay.
And
Real time.
yeah. All
Yep.
right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Going off camera
So
for a sec, but I'll be
excellent.
here.
No, I gave people the disclaimer. So that was she'll come back and tell us about Charlotte. And then in Philly, we were supposed to have an event with the African American Museum in Philadelphia, but because of the snow, they postponed it to March. And so we're still going to have that, but that got delayed. And then the fourth PSV thing that was happening yesterday was our Black History from a Decolonized Perspective 6-week class got kicked off yesterday. It's a virtual class, and I feel strongly that every Black and brown student, no matter where they are in the country, no matter the schooling, I feel like they need this grounding history education. It is like Black school.
No,
It is
I
like
agree.
it is like the foundational, like, oh, this is where we come from, the kings and queens, and it is the pre-slavery stuff that we just don't get in school. You know, a lot of times our education starts with slavery, and um, there's so much more before that. And so it's a 6-week course that we've been offering for years, and it kicked off yesterday. So we had a lot going on this weekend, on top of me moving, on top of Miss Denisha traveling. So y'all not gonna give us any issue about the fact that we missed this standing coffee check-in
We can
last
say
week.
we took a snow week because I heard Windward was out all last week for
Really?
snow week. Yeah. So that's what we
Oh,
were doing. We just weren't in the mountains.
I think it's different things. Like Denisha was just saying, in Charlotte, they don't have a standing date for admissions, not like we do out here in LA. You know, like a central time where families who are enrolling in or applying in get notified about whether or not they've been, you know, where they've been accepted and all that stuff. It's just interesting when we find things that we think are like, okay, this is a private school thing, and then we go to markets like Charlotte and realize, no, it's not like this everywhere. Which is actually, you know, kind of the point of us needing partners in markets in order to prop this up because we're just in LA and we know not every place is LA. So so that was this past weekend. Um okay. I don't know if that's my connection. I hope it's not.
I can hear you fine. I
Okay,
wasn't
cool.
looking at the camera, but I can hear you.
Excellent. Excellent.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
I did want to just pivot a little bit and this past weekend someone tagged me in a post. Thank you, Avan. He says happy belated birthday. Thank you, thank you. That was the other thing. It's my
Wait,
birthday.
let's start there. Happy birthday, Lisa. How was
Time.
your birthday?
Thank you, thank you. I think I'm gonna be celebrating at least for the rest of the month.
Good.
I've decided, yeah. But you know what my celebrating looks like, so don't matter. My
Well,
celebrating, y'all, my celebrating yesterday was unpacking boxes. And I literally wanted legit, that's all I wanted to do.
I was gonna say, but she was happy to do that.
You froze
That's what she
again.
wanted to do.
What'd you say?
That's what you wanted to do. You were happy.
It absolutely, because these boxes are stressing me out, so I just wanted to make some headway. But I was saying, someone tagged me in a post. Earn Your Leisure, I guess, did an episode, or they posted a little snippet about public school versus private school, which is better.
What were they saying? Because I saw you sent that to me, but of course I haven't had a chance to look at it.
I agreed with everything he said. He was not wrong. And he was coming at it from the perspective of, I have been in both spaces, my kids have been in both spaces, and his argument was ultimately, I believe that private school has a leg up. And I personally agree with him, but I also live in the space of, I hate that debate. I
Mm.
feel like that is a distracting and ongoing debate that has no clear resolution because the choice is so individualized. It is so shaped by family to family, grade to grade, student to student, region to
Right.
region.
Right.
There's so many variables
That would be
that
my argument that I don't know how clear. There are definitely opportunities. I've talked to my girlfriend about this all the time because we both grew up in public school. Her daughter, she did the public school route, and it's like her daughter is confident. Her daughter never had to deal with being one of the only, you know?
Mhm. Yep.
But now that
Well,
she's
and
an
he said
adult,
that he was like, he actually thinks that public schools are more segregated today than ever, and that you find more diversity often in private schools because that's typically the
yeah.
first place people go to.
Well, that's how we ended up in private school.
But he also makes the point that I made a few weeks ago, like private school's not a guarantee for success.
No.
It's not. Like and a lot of people just, you know, they think that. And so I said I personally agree with him only because clearly we opted to go to private school. My kids are in private school.
Right. And you
um,
grew up in private school.
well, I did. I went to public for elementary. Warren T. Jackson, shout out, for my public school elementary, and I would. That was to me like when you talk about an experience that is foundational. That public school, I'm so grateful for because I think that's the only reason why I survived private school, and I barely survived private school because I was one of two from 6 through 12. But it gave me something in those formative years because I was around us. And even though we were being bussed across town, I was bussed with my neighbors and my friends, and the school was great. Anyway, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I mean, I was saying for little Kamal, when he started, he was at a school that was a 10 on grade schools. He's the only
Lost.
black kid.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, I was saying he was the only black kid. He was at a school that was a 10 on grade school, but he was the only black kid in the class. It was all Hispanics.
Yeah.
He came home some days talking with an accent, and
But at least it
and
was brown folks. At least it was Hispanic folks.
but culturally, he was one of the only.
Yeah.
And some days we pick him up and he was sitting alone.
Yeah.
And then we toured, and one of the reasons we chose Hollywood Schoolhouse at the time was his grade was so diverse. There was
Mm-hmm.
everything. He was going to be one of 8 black kids and out of 30 kids.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
were, I think at the time, there were like 3 Hispanic kids. There were 2 Asian kids. So it was like, oh, I'm going to private to get the
Yeah.
diversity,
Yeah.
so that he can there were Jewish kids, there were other Muslims, or no, I think he was the only Muslim in this class, but it was just a diverse group of students.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Well, all this to say, I wanted to talk about it because I feel like this is the wheel that we get on, right? When we talk about public school and private school, is trying to figure out which is best. And I feel like that is not the conversation we should be having, right? Because there's no answer to that. There's no right or wrong. There's spectrums and layers and nuances to that debate. To me, the question is, what do we do to build more belonging, more affirmation, more opportunities for us to connect across schools and as a community so that this experience is better for our children? Because the one thing we do know is no matter the school type, when you are one of a few during the most formative years of your developmental stage or adolescence, something is informed, right? If you're not benefiting from a sense of belonging. And as parents, we tell ourselves, okay, well, we'll do it outside of school and all this stuff. And that's great. But it is in the school community that research exists about what happens when you're missing that. And so I think the conversation should be regardless of school type, no matter where you end up, public or private, no matter how you define what quote unquote the best is, what you gonna do once you're enrolled? What's that academic plus thing that you as a parent are going to do to make sure your child feels seen, valued, connected, and supported in their experience? Because that's the layering. That's where we got to get, right? Did I lose you, Denisha? I think I lost you.
Nope, I'm here.
Oh, you
Can
just
you hear
moved.
me? Okay.
You just went
No,
silent.
it's because Kyla was texting, so I was
Gotcha.
looking at my text, but I was talking. I guess you couldn't hear me.
No.
Okay. Um, no, I was saying, yeah, I agree with you. No matter where you are, that's the
Yeah.
most important thing is
Yeah.
how you parent in these schools and how you partner with these schools and how you show up. When we show up, it makes a difference, not just for our children, but for the other children who look like our.
And the ones who don't. Okay, your connection is horrible. So I'm going to keep talking. I don't know if it's you or me. I think it's you.
Oh, okay. Um, I, it's because I'm in this hotel.
No
I'm gonna
worries.
stop making my point, but
No, your
just
point.
know that we're on the same page.
Yeah. No, your point is very well made. And I think the public school, private school debate, I think at its core is parents are trying to ask that question, like which school is better for that? right? Which school type is better for making sure my child gets the academic and non-academic stuff that they're going to need to be successful? And my point to you is there's no escaping parenting. There's no escaping parent. That's parenting.
Absolutely.
I said it last week. Y'all laughed at me. Schools don't raise children. Families do. And it's true.
And
So we
those
got to get out.
families,
What'd you say?
those families could may be extended families. So I want
Yes.
to give
Aunties,
a
uncles, other
yes.
parents in
I
the
was just about to say that
community.
because if you're
Community.
a single parent, we don't want to make it seem like, if you got to work two jobs to make this happen, we understand that. But even like we grew up with a single parent. And my mother, we had my grandmother, we had all her friends who were my aunts and my cousins.
Yep.
And so we had a true village,
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, my mom never missed a back to school night.
Yeah.
She never missed a parent conference.
Yeah.
She never missed a performance, and all
Yeah.
of that mattered no matter what space I was in. And I've gone from PWIs where they were far from our house and she would get on that freeway and drive and watch us perform. And then we were at all black schools where she was making the costumes because the school didn't have any money for the costumes. So she's,
Right.
at night making costumes. So I think no matter what your village looks like or no matter what your support looks like, the biggest thing is just having the support from outside of school and not expecting the school to do it all for you.
From outside of school, but integrated in the school community. I think that is the leap that we
Absolutely.
often miss because we have had to learn how to do this outside of school.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have had to learn, like, okay, in school, maybe not so much, but definitely outside of school. And my thing is, again, like, we got to stop that. It is in the school community where it matters most. I'm not saying don't do it outside of
100%.
school. I'm saying do it also in school. But this is an ongoing
Absolutely.
debate. And
For
so
sure.
if you have an opinion about this,
Absolutely.
on our Instagram page, what'd you say?
Absolutely.
Huh? Nah, girl. Maybe it's me. I actually am getting the circle. I think it's me.
Oh, we can hear you though.
Okay.
So keep talking.
I thought you were trying to
It's a
say
lot
something.
going on for us. No,
Okay.
you
No,
were in
I
the
was
middle
I
of
was just
talking.
inviting people to chime in on our Instagram page. We reposted the comment that led to this whole conversation, and I think we'll keep talking about it maybe all week because this is just it's the thing that gets the attention. The private school versus public school debate, like for generations. And I want to help bridge that to something more meaningful so that it has outcomes that land more than just us annually having this conversation. So give us some thought. Add your thoughts into the comments on our IG page, and join us tomorrow at 8:30. We'll be talking about this all week. Trisha, I see you just joined. I definitely want to know what you think. I think you might
Trisha
have.
who?
You're Trisha.
Oh, hi, Trisha.
Yes. Okay, wait. There's a question. What do you mean integrate the outside in the school? So I'm so glad you asked that.
Participate.
So I think for generations, just like my parents, great parenting, they definitely subscribe to the you're in a private school for the academics. We know you don't see a lot of yourself, so we're going to keep you grounded and rooted outside of school. You are there for the academics. You're not there for the social life. You're not there for anything else other than the academics. And I think we tell ourselves that as parents, that that's just how it is. And I think we unintentionally normalize that that's how it is because we accept it. And we can't do that. I'm saying that yes, you should keep your children grounded and rooted outside of school in activities so that they know their culture, they know their history, they know their community. My thing is, we need to also bring that same fervency and interest in that inside the school community because you spend a lot of time during your most important developmental stages of life, adolescence, the time that is shaping your confidence, your values, your self worth, who you are. You spend so much time in school having that stuff informed that in absence of having it in school, something is being informed. It's like, it's like the saying that, indecision is a decision. It's the same thing, right? And so we have to get to the point where we are bringing that same energy. We work so hard to get into these schools. We tour, we talk to other parents, we do our homework. Then when we get accepted and enroll, we stop. Can't stop. It's once enrolled, the work starts. Shift at that point and become the expert of your school and how you can build community for you and your family in that school, right? And so that your family and your children can soak up just how important that is, not just outside of school, but also inside of school. I hope you can still hear me. I did tell y'all I just moved and my internet is wonky, so I'm hoping this conversation is translating. If not, we're going to talk about it all week. 8:30 tomorrow is your next opportunity to
Thank you.
dive into this conversation. Miss Denisha, we're logging off. Give us the peace sign. We'll be back tomorrow with
Rise and
more.
grind.
Rise and grind, y'all.